Your Majesties, Your Royal Highness, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency, President of the Republic of Indonesia, and Madam Ani Bambang Yudhoyono. Your Majesties, Your Royal Highness, Your Excellencies, Heads of State and Heads of Delegations and distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency President of the Republic of Indonesia and Madam Ani Bambang Yudhoyono, allow me to warmly and sincerely welcome all of you to the dinner held in honor of the heads of state and heads of delegations and other distinguished delegates to the Asian African Summit 2005 and the commemoration of the Golden Jubilee of the Asian African Conference 1955. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming remarks by His Excellency President of the Republic of Indonesia, Mr. Susilo Bambang Yudhoyono.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Your Majesties, Royal Highnesses, Excellencies, leaders of Asia, African nations, and Madam, Your Excellency, the UN Secretary General Kofi Annan, and Madam, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honor for my wife and I to once again welcome all of you to Indonesia and to this modest palace, which is called, appropriately of course, the Freedom Palace. The walls of this palace are silent witnesses to many great stories in the long history of Indonesia. But I think from now on, tales will be told about the evening of the 22nd of April 2005, when representatives from 105 countries in Asia and Africa and the Secretary General of the United Nations dined together in peace and friendships. Today, we all work very hard in our productive discussions about the future of Asia and Africa. That's why I told my wife that I'm having a few friends over for dinner tonight. Despite our busy schedule during the summit, I hope that you are able to see more of my country, and I hope that you like what you see. For we Indonesians take pride in the changes that have taken place in our country. That is why we make it a point to call it the new Indonesia. It has indeed undergone much change. And when I talk about change, it is not so much in the physical landscapes of our country, but in the soul of a nation. 7 years ago, the Indonesian economy was devastated by the Asian financial crisis. The economic debacle led to social and political turmoil. The only way the nation could save itself was through vigorous and far-reaching reforms that had to be carried out in all aspects of our national life. So we began our reformasi and our democratic transitions. It is a difficult undertaking, especially when dealing with a country of 220 million, comprising of hundreds of ethnic groups, but the results have been worthwhile. Our economy has bounced back, internal conflicts are being contained or resolved, political reform are moving forward, and stability is returning to Indonesia. And last year, we held 3 national elections in a span of 6 months, what is described by some as the most ambitious and complex free and fair election anywhere in the world. So that is the change that I speak of. I hope you forgive my very obvious attempt to make a sales pitch about my country. But I'm told this is one of the advantages of being the host of this large conference. The other advantage, of course, is the great learning experience and also humbling experience that comes from hearing the great speeches, wise thoughts, and new ideas from the best sons and daughters of Asia and Africa. We have always wanted to see this Asia-Africa conference become a meeting place of the minds, and I think we have achieved that in a good measure today. Asia-Africa is a household name in Indonesia. We learn about it at school and from history books. It is not only an everlasting achievement of our independent and active foreign policy, it is also a healthy expression of our nationalism. It is therefore a great personal honor for me to be involved in this 21st century effort to reawaken Asia-Africa cooperation and to rediscover Asia-Africa solidarity. Thank you. Indeed, through this meeting of the minds today, we discovered many things. I should say, through this meeting of the minds today, we discovered many things. We discovered that Bandung spirit is very much alive. We discovered many of our problems are the same. We discovered we have many opportunities to grow together. We discovered there is a strong collective will to build on Asia-Africa cooperations. But if we succeed in making history at all, it will be because we succeed in elevating the Bandung spirit to the level of strategic partnership. We hope that this strategic partnership will give Asia and Africa the bridge of cooperation that has been missing all these years. But as retired general, I must tell you that I know a thing or two about bridges. There are different kinds of bridges. There is the stable bridge, the shaky bridge, and the temporary bridge. Our strategic partnership has to be durable, it has to be solid, and it has to perform its obvious function to bridge. Our key challenge now is to pool our resources and marshal our collective effort to construct a solid edifice of the Asia-Africa strategic partnerships. Once again, thank you for coming. It is a great pleasure to see all of you here tonight. Enjoy your dinner, enjoy your stay in Indonesia. Thank you very much.
Your Majesties, Your Royal Highness, Your Excellencies, and Your Excellency UN Secretary General and Madam, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, let us now share the happiness on this auspicious occasion and strengthen the historic bond which has stood the test of time among Asian and African countries by enjoying the dinner and beautiful melodies from Srikandi Mini Orchestra led by Mrs. Yuyun George. Ladies and gentlemen, Srikandi, smart and courageous, is one of most popular and beloved wayang character in Indonesia. So in this very auspicious occasion, these fine musicians will accompany the stars of Indonesian music, Aning Katamsi, representing the classical style, Yuni Syara, who will be crooning the uniquely Indonesian keroncong, and Iis Dahlia, who will be singing the Melayu tunes. Ladies and gentlemen, selamat makan, enjoy your dinner. Bon appétit.